Hello everyone. In this series, we are going to talk about review and report as part of academic writing. In this series, the objectives are to develop an understanding about how the critical reading experience of students can be made use of in writing a review, to understand the structure and features of a review, to get familiarized with the classroom process of writing a review individually and refining it in groups through collaboration, to get familiarized with the process of giving feedback on presentations done by students, to develop an understanding about the structure and features of a project report, and to understand the classroom process of writing a project report. A review is a critical evaluation of a text, event, object or phenomena. Reviews can consider books, articles, entire genre or fields of literature, architecture, art, fashion, restaurants, policies, exhibitions, performances, and many other forms. Above all, a review makes an argument. The most important aspect of review is that it is not merely a summary, it is a commentary. It allows you to enter into dialogue and discussion with the creator and with other audiences. And you can also offer agreement or disagreement and identify where you find it exemplary or deficient in its knowledge, judgment or organization. In addition to this, you should clearly state your opinion of the work in question, and that statement will probably resemble other types of academic writing with a thesis statement, body paragraphs and a conclusion. From what has been discussed so far, it is quite clear that writing a review calls for critical reading of the text. Shortly, we will get to see that this is vital for them to develop skills in reviewing a text. Recall that for pedagogical reasons, the extrapolative questions were asked for each segment of the reading passage, especially when the text is long. We cannot expect to produce a review by compiling all these responses together, though there could be several ideas that get easily accommodated in a review. And the review is holistic with its own discourse and should be processed holistically. As in the case of an essay, students have to develop a conceptual understanding about what a review is, how it is organized into paragraphs, and what will go into each paragraph. With regard to the structure, the review has close resemblance to the essay as it has a thesis statement, body paragraphs and conclusion. Nevertheless, there are distinguishable features as well. We will look at the features as a literary genre in the next session. We expect children to review different genres like story, novel, drama, essay and film. But how do we help them to do this? If you remember, we have already stated that as part of the reading experience, students have to respond to several extrapolative questions. Let us now watch how these responses are channelized to write a review of the text.
Children, you have completed reading the story Tattered Blanket. While responding to your questions, you have also reflected on some questions. Yes, am I right? Yes. Even you have listened to what your friends have to say. Would you like to recommend the story to others as a good read?
Yes.
Very nice. Now, do you think, can you say, any one of you, why do you feel that you should ask, even you want others to read this story? Can anyone say? Come on, Pawan, come on, say.
The sad state of the old woman makes me sad.
Right, very good. Anyone else wants to put more light on this answer? You can elaborate it. Yes, Sainath, come on.
It reminds us about our responsibilities to our parents.
Very good. Yes. Now, you got that idea about the story, and I think you have already discussed about this. When we read that story, when we read that lesson, you might have got many ideas about it. Yes? Can we listen to different opinions and different observations, children? Yes. We'll listen to presentations. Okay? Shall we start with group 1? Yes. Anyone from group 1, children? Come on, Shivani.
We like the title Tattered Blanket. It does not refer to the blanket that was tattered but also to many other things. The title has multiple meanings.
Very good. Anyone, any other observations, children, in group 1?
Yes.
Yes, come on.
For example, it stands for the broken heart of the old woman.
Very good. Yes.
It also means the broken life of Gopi's sister, who is a widow.
Very nice. Very good. You?
We can also say that the tattered blanket stands for shattered families.
Shattered families. Now here, shattered families is raised, this word. We haven't come across this word in the lesson. So what do you feel that these shattered families, I mean to say that the shattered families is nothing but like how you are, yes, getting separated. Now families like how now these days, like how people are giving more importance to nuclear families. So now automatically it gets separated. So that is called as shattered families. And that leads to the negligence, like this, neglected parents. We are neglecting the old parents. Okay. Now here you want to say? Come on.
And perhaps broken relationship also.
Very good. Broken relationships also. Okay. Now we got beginning like understanding from group 1. Let us listen to group 2, and group 2 you need not repeat the same statements what group 1 has said. Come on. Anyone from group 2? Come on, say.
There are powerful dialogues that go deep into our heart. For example, when Gopi says, "But Amma can't remember who I am," his sister asks, "But do you remember your Amma?"
Very good. That's observation. What is that reflection in your statement?
It is loaded with pain.
Yes, very good. It is loaded with pain. Yes, right. Anyone else? Come on, Mohit.
At another point, Gopi's sister says, "You will sell your land and go away with the money. I know you won't come here anymore after that." Gopi says, "Don't say that. I'll come when I get time." And his sister imitates Gopi, "Your time?" The sisters' dialogue is full of sarcasm and pain.
Very good.
So we have seen how discussion carried out in this manner can help learners to reread the text critically and identify the elements. The extrapolative questions asked will generate several ideas, and it would be useful to them to take part in the discussion actively and come up with their own points. At this stage, students will have sufficient ideas to write a review. However, they may not have the idea about its features. However, they will have a good understanding about writing an essay because this has been done exhaustively. So we can capitalize on their experience on writing an essay and move on to writing the review. Let us now watch how this is done in classroom.
Now here you all have got better understanding of the story. Okay. Now do you think that all your friends might have read this story? Are you sure about it? No, you are not sure about it. Okay. Then how will you make them? How will you motivate them? What can we do to make your friends read the story? Swapna, come on.
We can write about our reading experience in the school magazine.
Very good. That's good idea. Anything more? In what way? Come on, Sushila.
Or post it in the school blog.
Post it in the school blog. That's also right. Good. That is also good idea. and these two can be a motivational, that is it can be a source to make people understand about the okay. Then what about here, like now there will be nice if you could write a review children on this story, okay, for review. If so, what will you include in it to write a review? Come on.
Our reflection on the story.
Reflections. What reflections would you like to put?
The sorrowful situation of the old woman and the widow sister.
Very good. Yes, that can be made. Yes, Santosh.
What we liked about the story.
What that you feel you liked it better?
It shows our responsibilities to our parents.
That's good. Okay. Your liking can be, yes, it is showing, it is reminding you about the responsibility. Okay. Yeah. Come on, Charan.
All the points that we discussed here.
What did we discuss here?
Like that the old woman's son is Gopi. He is living in another place. But he is the responsibility to his mother and sister.
Oh, he is not fulfilling his responsibilities. Okay. How will you organize the review, children? Can anyone? Who? Okay, we'll ask the girls. Swarna Priya, come on.
I think just like an essay, we need an introduction, the body and the conclusion.
That way, yes. Body and conclusion. Okay. Anyone else wants to put more? Come on, Pooja.
The name of the story, the author's name and the central theme.
And the central theme. Okay. What will you write next, children? Anything more? Shivani.
We will give a brief summary of the story.
Yes. Anyone else? Now, what will be the next paragraph, children? Now, when you plan to write a review, you have to put it into paragraphs. What will you write in the first paragraph? Sachin. Only Sachin wants to say. Come on.
We will have to write what we liked about the story, its title, characters, dialogues, etc.
Okay, that can be done. And what will you write as a last paragraph, children? Now, one after the other you have given. Okay, now Mokshita.
Perhaps we can make a suggestion to the readers so that they can try to read the story themselves.
Themselves, okay, they can do it. Yes. Children, now don't forget to write your argument. Yes, about the story in the beginning itself. This will provide a cue. What is cue? Your ideas. That will give an idea to the readers to read it more. And how will you do that? For this, you have to put it on the features. Just have a look over this features of review. Stating the context of the review, story or novel or drama or essay or film. Highlighting and commenting on certain features of the item reviewed. Just example, characters, theme, setting, events, turning points, etc. Next is brevity. Brevity is very clear picture of what your intention into the story. Next, citation from the text to substantiate the point. Substantiating is what? Authenticity. That is, you should make it a perfect point into your writing. Next is making personal impressions. Personal impressions are what? What you feel. Like how you impress it. How can you impress your readers to read that story? Did you understand now? Can you make, will you be able to write your own reviews on this story? Okay.
We have seen here that there is no definitive method to write a review, although some critical thinking is necessary before you actually begin writing. Thus, writing a review involves two steps. Firstly, developing an argument about the work under construction. Secondly, making that argument as you write an organized and a well-formed draft. The discussion that has been carried out in the class has already brought out the meaning of these features. So, the terms used in the inventory of features do not pose any conceptual problem for the students. Now that the foundation of writing the first draft of the review is created, so what were the steps that we followed?
Discussion on the highlights of the story in hand.
Brainstorming on the structure and features of the review.
Can you suggest a few steps that we can follow now?
Writing the review individually.
Random presentation by a few students.
Some more steps?
Feedback on the presentation.
What could be the next step?
Sharing in groups.
Writing a review through collaboration.
All right. Any other ideas?
Presentation by the groups.
Feedback based on the features including coherence.
Editing the group products.
Refining the individual review.
At the stage of random presentation by few students, we need not go for presentation of the whole review. Let's do it paragraph wise. We can ask 2 or 3 students to read out their arguments in the first paragraph and then give feedback on that. Let us now watch how this is done.
Anyone else wants to put more into it, ideas? Who wants to say? Come on. Who didn't answer still? Shraddha, come on.
This is a review on Kamalada's story, The Tattered Blanket. It deals with the story of an old woman who is neglected by her only son.
Okay, very good. Let's listen to another opening, children. Who can say that? Who didn't say? Shravanti? Come on, let us listen to her.
The Tattered Blanket is a heartbreaking story of a mother who craves for the love and care of her son, but he is deprived of that. Here Kamala Das presents the theme of shattered values using the tattered blanket as a symbol.
Okay, that's here. Now here tattered blanket as a symbol. That is, he is giving the tattered blanket using it as the symbol of conveying that message. Okay, next, Amar, you want to say? Come on.
Kamalada's Shattered Blanket is a story that the young generation should read. It depicts the theme of conflict between the old generation of values and the new generation of material positions.
Very good. Now, hope you all listen to all the observations, presentations and everything. Now, you all have, that is, you have got better understanding that all the reviewers must have read about it, as well as even you have presented it. Anyone has any argument to have in this? Yes. Praneet wants to. Okay, come on.
Yes, but I think beginning of the third version of the review is more appealing.
Why do you think so?
It instills a curiosity in the reader's mind.
Very good. Curiosity is what? Developing, yes. Developing the interest, yes. To read it again and again, yes. That's good observation as well as good argument also. Now, sit. Thank you. Now, you have understood, children, like how even the arguments also will be taken place as well as the observation also, your presentation. Now, you got better understanding about the story, about your reflections, like how others, your friends have. Now, you can sit and share your reviews, what all you want to put it in your words, and you can do it.
So far, we have proceeded quite a bit in writing a review, but we cannot stop here. There are few more steps, like students should go through specimens of reviews that appear in journal and weekend editions and identify the features. They should also try writing review of films, plays and stories. Reports are a highly structured form of writing, often following conventions that have been laid down to produce a common format. Structure and convention in written reports stress the process by which the information was gathered as much as the information itself. Reports vary in their purpose, but all of them will require a formal structure, careful planning, and presenting the material in a logical manner using clear and concise language. Full-fledged reports are not targeted at the high school level. Instead, students may be asked to write project reports in a systematic manner. Projects help students to evolve themselves as independent users of language. Project work provides a platform for integrating language skills and various study skills, and it also involves higher order thinking skill. Learners have to explore the theme by collecting data, consolidating it using different formats, write reports on them and make presentations in the whole class. And here there is space for individual work, pair work and also group work. Projects takes place in various stages such as brainstorming on the nature of the project, designing tools for the collection of data, collecting the data, consolidating the data using different formats, analysis and interpretation of data, report writing and presentation. Sufficient brainstorming is extremely important for doing the project, as students have to understand the purpose of the project, scope and significance, without which it will not be psychologically ready to carry it out. At various stages, the teacher has to monitor the progress of the work, involvement of the learners and also guide them wherever necessary. Teacher is not supposed to prescribe any tools or format, but should interact with learners in such a way that these will evolve in a democratic manner. The interaction will also lead learners to decide the stage of the project needs to be done individually, in pairs or in groups. We have to be clear about the time that each project might take. Make sure that the work is manageable within a stipulated time. Please do not leave out these crucial questions such as the following while brainstorming. Questions for brainstorming. How will you pool information? Tools such as questionnaire, checklist, observation schedule, interview, referencing, etc. Where will you get the information from? Resources such as people, books, journals, magazines, newspapers, institutions, internet, etc. Who will collect the information? Individuals, pairs or groups? How will you consolidate the information? Sharing in groups and recording using appropriate formats? What analysis can be made based on the data? How to write the report? The structure of the report, name of the project, purpose, scope and relevance of the project, tools developed, mode of collection of data, consolidation and analysis, findings with supportive evidences such as photographs, etc. How will you present the findings before others? Presenting the report, each member can present one part of the report. We have to brainstorm on the nature of the project and evolve tools required for carrying out the project. The structure of the project will be something like the following. The structure of the project report. Name of the project. Tools for data collection. Consolidated data using various graphic organizers such as table, pie diagrams, bar diagrams, fishbone diagrams, etc. Analysis, interpreting data and capturing the data in descriptive statements, incorporating supportive evidences like photographs and pictures, findings. Now that we have discussed writing review and report at length, let's recapitulate what we have discussed today. We have defined review as a critical evaluation of a text, which is a commentary and not merely a summary. After reading the text, students think critically and respond to different types of extrapolative questions. Discussion is carried out based on the critical reading of the story, generating several ideas relevant for the review. We have also identified the structure and features of a review. This is followed by writing a review individually and refining it in groups. Students write the review following the conventions. Next, we discuss the stages involved in writing a project. Next, we talked about the questions required for brainstorming on the nature of the project to evolve the tools for carrying out the work. And lastly, the structure of the project was discussed. With this, we end today's session here. Thank you.